Son of a
Glitch.
Sonic Adventure, probably one of the best 3D Sonic games ever made, but it sure is glitchy, and so in this episode we're going to explore some of the interesting glitches you can try. At the start of Sonic's story, instead of first going to Emerald Coast, you can leave the hotel by jumping above the reception and spin dashing through this part of the wall. Once through, you'll land in a loading zone and then appear outside in Station Square. Next, run to the police barrier that cuts off the rest of the hub world. You can again spin dash through the invisible wall here and access the rest of Station Square. Once on the other side, run and grab this egg-shaped rock behind the brick wall and between the palm trees. Then go and pick up the man statue outside of the burger place. Take him to the car park over the sewer entrance along with the rock. Where's the rock? I thought I threw it. Anyway, place the rock and the man statue in roughly this formation. You may need to play around with the placement of the statue and the rock until this works. What we're trying to do is get these objects to push us through the car and into the sewer. If you're successful, you'll now be able to grab the Lightspeed shoes before you've even played the first stage. Now exit the sewer using the shoes and then head back to the police barrier in Station Square. Once again, you can spin dash back through the invisible wall to get on the correct side of it. Because you're not supposed to be here yet, the hotel doors won't open. But we can get around this by spin dashing through this wall, and then to get back into the hotel from this point, we need to do a very tricky jump. By spin dashing to gain speed and then jumping the second you stop spin dashing, you can make the jump to land on top of this loading zone and re-enter the hotel. You won't be able to use this grey tunnel to bridge the jumps either, as landing on the tunnel puts you inside it and you'll get stuck. Once back inside the hotel, you can now grab the crystal ring too because you have the Lightspeed shoes. There is a benefit to having these items early, like being able to do this to the Egg Hornet boss. Sonic isn't the only one who can play Emerald Coast, Knuckles can too. At the start of Knuckles' story, go and collect the statue outside the burger shop. This guy really is useful for glitches in this game. Take him all the way back to the entrance to Emerald Coast and place him on the steps like this, roughly one leg on the sand and one on the step. You can use FreeCam to help you see the placement better. Next, simply glide between him and the fence and he should eventually push you through and into the loading zone. And now, Knuckles is in Emerald Coast. The stage plays exactly the same as with Sonic, although once you pass the lighthouse, you won't progress any further and you'll just end up bouncing on this spring forever. It's also possible for Tails to enter Emerald Coast too, but the setup is different. Go to the hotel lobby and without exiting to Station Square, fly directly upwards just outside the door, then fly forwards to land on this random piece of geometry that acts as a backdrop. Gain some speed and jump and fly around the building and try to land inside the Emerald Coast loading zone. This may take a few attempts, but if done right, Tails will now be in Emerald Coast too. But again, he won't progress any further past the lighthouse either, which kinda sucks. At the start of Sonic's story, it's possible to get into Casinopolis early. For some reason, charging a spin dash and then letting it go at this point of the door makes you pass straight through it. On the other side, you can enter Casinopolis using the Lightspeed shoes you got earlier. This stage is fun, but collecting rings to get the emerald is too much like hard work, so here's a neat trick. You can spin dash and jump at the last second through this part of the wall and land on these coins just below the emerald room. By charging another dash and jumping again, you can get some air, then guide Sonic back through the wall and then straight up to the platform with the emerald. It can be difficult to land on the coins and certain parts have kill planes, so be careful. Also, the camera can get stuck, making it hard to see where to line up the trickiest part, the jump through the wall, which does require some tough negotiating. But overall, this is a neat trick. I should note that beating stages in the wrong order won't skip parts of the game, but it is pretty cool to get to stages early. For instance, Twinkle Park can be accessed from the get-go. By spin dashing through these steps in just the right angle, you should be able to appear on the other side, which you normally can't reach because of the invisible wall. Run along the beach and then with a well-executed charge and a jump, you can land inside the Twinkle Park tunnel and play the stage. Once you finish the stage, you can get out of this tunnel by spin dashing through the wall here, back onto the street below. Knuckles can also play this stage too. Go to the sewer area next to the Twinkle Park entrance and glide through the wall, which can be tricky, but once you're through, you can jump through the ceiling and into the tunnel. Once you run around to the lobby, there's a door that if you climb it in a certain way, you can be placed above the door, enabling you to jump and glide into the Twinkle Park loading zone. Be careful not to overshoot it though, or this happens. Once inside the stage, you get Knuckles in Space, a dark, empty, endless void of... Wait, is that a road? Hey, it is a road! Now you have to keep gliding till you can land on this long slope, but be careful as for some reason there are areas here that can kill you. Once you reach the slope, climb to the top. You see these double loops? Don't go near them, or the camera will freak out. What you want to do is glide around them, and then land on the road and follow it around to the end of the course. Don't jump down this hole or you'll die. Instead, jump down and quickly glide to grab the wall and then climb down. Now you should be properly in Twinkle Park, but certain things don't work right as Knuckles isn't meant to be here, like this bowling part which just freezes if you enter it. And if you die, the music stops and there's a red mist everywhere. Pretty creepy. Moving on, you can also enter Speed Highway early. In the area with the egg-shaped rock and incidentally where you would exit Speed Highway, there is a part of the building you can clip through. Simply jump through this part and then quickly double jump into the loading zone for Speed Highway. Onto Ice Cap now and a random glitch that skips all the snowboarding. Before you break the wooden fence, run against this part of the wall between the dark patches. You'll notice Sonic goes through it slightly before being pushed back. Keep trying and Sonic will eventually pass through the wall and fall through the stage. It's possible to blindly guide yourself to the end of the stage and skip the snowboard stuff completely. So there you have it guys, some tricks you can try out for yourself in Sonic Adventure. And if you like this episode, hit that like button, share it with everyone you know and love, but most importantly, please subscribe if you want to see more from the series.